Hi, everybody, and welcome to Draw With Me. Danny Gregory, and that was a spectacular parade of mutts, one of the finest I've ever seen. JJ, what'd you think?
I love dogs. I love dogs. I love Draw With Me. I love Thursdays. Yeah.
That's true. I see somebody said, thank God we're not drawing dogs again.
We do it awful lot, so
Come on.
yeah. You know,
What could be better?
Well,
We'll find out.
you know, yeah. Sometimes you gotta just go with what you know.
So we have a lot of new people here, or people from new places at least. I'm just going to rattle through a bunch of people. Let's see, we have Marcia from Oak Ridge, Ontario. I think Marcia sounds new to me. We have Karen from South Africa. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, and you've been around, you're an old favorite, but Todd in Indiana, 16 degrees. Yikes. Dana in Oklahoma. And who else do we have? We have Kay from Solano Beach. And Laurel, who has a lot of rain.
I saw Tasmania.
Tasmania, yes. We have Annette, who's an insomniac, and it's 4 o'clock in the morning. It's also spring there, I guess, so that's very nice. We have Cindy from Hartford. We have Michelle, who's watching for the first time live.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Welcome.
Good. Hope your boss doesn't catch you. We have Jen, who is for some reason in Maui.
For some reason, because she's smart. That's why.
That's true. Sorry, Jen, I was going to put you on screen. Jen normally comes to us from Connecticut, right?
Yeah.
So, yes, it's nice to see you here.
It's a global hug. We have it every Thursday.
Yeah, we've got Mermaid La Femme from Scotland. Sorry, I keep screwing this up. Coming to us from Scotland. We have Liat in Vienna. We have Dana, who's about to be finished with her current sketchbook, and hope that this is the final execution. Good. Not the final execution, the final project. Kelly says that she ordered a few of our book recommendations. Or she
Love
said
that.
Your book recommendations.
Love that. Thank you.
Yes, so that was from last week's Studio Notebook, in which we shared our favorite books of the year, and that was nice.
The list was long. We sure love. What do we love to do almost as much as drawing? We love to read.
We were fighting about how many to share. So, so that's good. And I think I just saw Zeynep from Turkey.
Awesome.
Linda from Amish country in Pennsylvania.
Awesome.
Costa Masta Jazz for the first time from Montreal.
Awesome. We love Montreal.
And Tangoise from South of France, South of France is sort of the Montreal of Europe. And
probably not quite as cold.
That's true, actually, yes.
We visited Montreal in June, and boy, oh boy, was it nice then.
It was really nice. All right.
So someone asked, how are we doing? Last week I was hobbled by a sore back, which turns out to be a bulging disc. Wah, wah. It's so much better though, and hopefully physical therapy will fix it. And no, I won't be giving up tennis. And that was a bummer. And I guess I made it to Portland, but thankfully I vacated our casa because the mister over here came down with the boogadoo fever.
It was not COVID, but I did have a cold. It's kind of old school. It's having a cold. It's like a throwback disease. Cold school. Yeah, I spent 3 days in bed.
Yeah, that, and for Danny to do that is extraordinary. And you can hear he's still pretty congested.
Yeah, so you might hear me hawking up phlegm during the show.
Yeah.
In which case,
so the Gregorys are, we're at half power.
No, we're not. We're full power.
Well, we're powering through it. We're powering through it.
We're doing it. So, yes. Oh, and Geshe from Denmark. Is that new? Are you new, Geshe?
No, Geshe is a member.
Right. I know.
Thank you.
And Wilma is here live. So Wilma has been around since the founding of Sketchbook School, I think, and it's nice to have you here live. So yeah.
Yeah.
It is great to be with all of you, and today we are just going to focus on doing a bunch of drawings. I mean, we're going to do 10 drawings today, or I have 10 pieces of subject matter for us to draw, all to do with flight, different kind of interpretations of flight. And I'm going to draw probably quite quickly because we have 10, but they're just objects on the field of flatness, so you don't have to draw environments or anything like that. If you're new to draw with me, feel free to do a screen grab of any given picture that I post, and that way you can study it and download it, or you can just freeze the frame and you can, if you're watching the recording, and spend a little bit more time. I tend to draw pretty quickly. That's part of what I want to encourage you to do, is to just be loose. Don't spend too much time thinking about what we're drawing or how we're drawing it, or whether you're seeing it or whether you know how to draw these things or not. Just go with it. Just see what happens. And we're going to fill a page with lots of different things in different sizes. And yeah, one thing I wanted to share with you today, though, was, let me just get to the right page here. So this is, JJ, tell us a little bit about this book.
I had this book as a kid, and I suppose an awful lot of people did. And I had sort of I hadn't forgotten it conceptually. Like every day there was like a little cool story with a lot of them illustrated. And I love that format. Sometimes it's just before bed and you'd be like, okay, what's the story for the day? But after years and years of going through them, you just they were very comforting. And I'd forgotten, and I had hoped when I went through my mom's house that I'd find it, because she saved everything except this book apparently. And I saw some mention of it online. I instantly clicked. I mean, not that I love giving Jeff Bezos any money, but I did go to Amazon and I found a used copy. And how great is this? How great is this?
So this is a really great book, and it is illustrated by Richard Scarry. So Richard Scarry, hopefully you've heard of him. Busy Town is usually what he's known for, but this maybe this predates it. I'm not sure what year this book is from, 1955, so it might be.
I think the copy I got, the used copy, this one is from 79, which very likely would have been the one I would have had as a kid.
Right, but it says that the book was published in 1955.
Right.
And this is the 27th printing.
Yeah.
So the reason I bring this book up is because it uses a technique, a printing technique, that really resonates with me, which is, as you can see, this page has alternating 4-color pages. So this is 4-color printing, and then you turn the page, and the next page is basically black and blue. So what he's doing here is he's picked one color, and this is really to save probably on printing costs, maybe it's just the look, I don't know. But I associate this kind of thing, particularly with red. And this actually, I think each signature of this book is a different color. So, yeah, like spring is green. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe each season is a different color. Does that resonate with you? Do you remember that?
No.
Okay, so
But it's possible.
So this particularly red is something that I just remember a lot as from kids' books. And the reason it's relevant to us is this is an opportunity to show what it's like to do a limited palette, a single color. So I like to do this with watercolor, where I'll take, so you can see here, here's a kind of a brightish red, and these are little tones and variations of red. And so that's probably what I'm going to do today. I think I'm probably going to use blue, but I'm just going to stick to one color and try and get lots of different tones from it. Okay, that's the only reason I wanted to bring that book up.
And because the book is just so awesome.
It's a very cute book.
It's so good. So
okay,
good.
So here we are. Here's our first subject, which is a pelican. Pelican, or a bird in flight. So what I'm going to be showing you is reference of different critters, things, objects, machines in some case, and
does it take flight?
If it flies, yeah. And there's some some fairly obvious ones, which I didn't do. And that's probably because I just didn't find a picture that I really liked to draw from. But this pelican, and maybe I'll draw him big in the center. Because he's so stretched out. Pelicans are just super cool. We saw some in Los Angeles.
Over Thanksgiving.
And but here you really see
Nice clover.
You see it's majestic. Let's see if I can get this correct here. It's
Clover.
majestic.
Clover wants to snuggle. Clover wants to snuggle.
You don't mind if I draw while you
Hi, baby.
play with your dog, do you?
Oh, my little baby.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so they're just so big and kind of powerful. They're sort of a little dorky looking when they're sitting around. But when they take to the air, so beautiful. People eat them? I don't know.
Ew, no.
Somebody eats them. It's probably like elephant seals or something. Boy, I'm making this guy really big. I'll come to regret that, but he just seems really big.
So last night we were outside in the relative early evening, still kind of dusk-like, and a giant owl flew over.
Really, that was
So cool.
out of nowhere.
Well, out of the neighbor's tree, which we happen to know the little family lives in.
Yeah, that's true. We have his address.
Those dogs, if you can hear it in the background, they're gulping water because they are laying on top of a space heater. And they're kind of struggling for pole position. Like our little body's actually touching the space heater.
Yeah, it's not.
Kind of troubling.
It is. We were waiting for them to burst into flames. All right, so there's a giant penguin.
Nope. Pelican?
Pelican, sorry, penguin. That would be weird.
Because a penguin, as we all know, don't fly.
Don't fly. All right, so I'm thinking about my composition. So this is my overall page, right? So I've got this kind of big dominant thing, and then I'm thinking I'll have little things, and maybe I'll have another big dominant thing down here, just vaguely at the back of my mind, keeping those things in mind, just because you never know what's going to fit where. All right, so next we have a hot air balloon. By the way, I'm going to come back to this in a guy, and I'm going to put in a little bit of watercolor, but I think I will wait until I've got all of them done. So this could be small. Doesn't have to be that big. Maybe I'll put it over here in the corner.
It's got to be near the top, don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah, hot air balloon. We have quite a lot of hot air ballooning goes on here in Arizona.
Yeah, it's a good climate for ballooning.
Why is that, do you know?
Well, I mean, for
There's
one,
a lot of retired people?
It's not as cold as other places. Oh, the pelican reference is still on your screen.
Oh, shoot, I'm sorry. Duh, here we go.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you. Sorry about that, guys. I'm still congested and it's affecting my brain.
I mentioned that we were not at full power. Yeah, Laura mentioned she's in Albuquerque, and there's a big balloon festival there, which we would really love to go to. Our soon-to-be daughter-in-law, she went, I want to say 2 years ago. She just sent us the most incredible pictures, and it was fun. And of course, when we go there, I would like to also visit Los Poblanos, a very nice hotel that I went to last year and stayed at with my friend. I would like to take Danny there, and the Gruet Winery, which we greatly enjoy their sparkling wines. They are yummy and they are relatively inexpensive. And for any French people who are here who want to complain about that statement, yes, it's champagne from New Mexico. Try it. before you tell me you don't like it.
You'll never drink French champagne again. Inferior French champagne.
It's truly excellent. It's truly excellent.
All right, so now I've also managed to smudge the pelican a little bit, so it's all good.
Okay.
All right, here we go. We're moving on to our next thing because that was fairly quick and simple.
Your
It's
balloon
basic.
is not as like,
What?
it looks like it's sort of deflate. It's like a parachute.
It's on its way down. I'm going to draw a few lines. It's flying down. There's a few lines coming down. It's like, whoa. Yeah. It's on the descent. All right, so here we have a plane, but it's seen from below, which I think is kind of a cool. So I think what I tried to do with this images that I got is that they look as if they're really flying. That they're not just the objects that are flying. There's one or two exceptions, but generally. So this is like a standard commercial jet. We might draw a single engine plane coming up, so. Which is a bit more interesting to draw than sort of a just bog standard commercial plane.
Your drawing is behind the reference now.
I know.
Oh. Do we have any aviation specialists who can tell us what kind of plane this is?
It's an airplane.
All right, but is it an Airbus? Is it a Boeing? Is it a
I'm sure Kate can tell us.
737? I don't know. It doesn't have very long wings. Kind of looks sort of weird to me, honestly.
It's got its landing gear
What are you doing, Clover?
coming down.
What are you
so
doing, baby? Come here. Okay. Okay, Buggy. Okay, Buggy.
So you see, I'm not really putting any tone. I'm not really putting any. These drawings look a little less interesting than I think they will when I add some of that. That's that blue that I mentioned before, inspired by Richard Scarry.
Someone a while back asked what kind of pen you're using.
I'm using a Pentel pocket brush pen. So it's a brush, but it's a pen.
It's a bird.
Pocket.
It's a plane.
Goes in your pocket. Why do they need to mention that it goes in your pocket? I guess because it's a brush. You don't usually put a brush in your pocket.
Why ask why?
Yeah, so there's a plane that's flying overhead. And there we move on to a different kind of plane. So this is a single engine plane. I think I'll put him over here, maybe. I think I'm going to draw him just going slightly behind this pelican. The skies are really crowded in this drawing. It's like an air traffic controller's nightmare. Let's hope that we actually had an air traffic controller who was a member of our community for a long time in Germany.
Seems like a stressful job. Don't bite my hair. Don't bite my hair.
It's stressful and alternately boring. Or it's probably boring.
I don't think it's boring.
stressing.
I do not think
You don't think it's
boring. No,
boring?
I do not think it's boring.
I mean, it's got the word traffic in the title.
Clover, I don't know what to
Why
say
don't you
about it.
put her down? Or I'll
Because
turn your mic
as soon
off.
as I put her down, she starts nipping at my foot.
Put her in your crate.
She's a little spitfire, we call her. She's a zesty little meatball. She is a puppy, and some days she just has a lot of zest.
So there's that plane that's kind of flying behind the pelican. I guess
It's like a little crop
you
duster.
can't really see the propeller, but I'm going to kind of indicate where it is. Yeah, I'm continuously smudging the page, as you can see. So that's my trademark. For those of you who are wondering what the hell I'm up to,
It's not a good commercial for the brush Pentel
well, that's it.
pocket brush pen.
Well, it doesn't. That's totally not its fault. It's totally my fault. And also, you notice how this line should be continuous, like that. So
I mean, what's up with that plane? Where is the propeller? Problematic.
I think it's just you can't. It was a very fast shutter, so you can't see the frame.
Oh,
Or
that
it's a very
makes
slow
sense.
shutter or
That
something.
makes sense.
All right, I'm going to come back to that. This is a strange one, but maybe this will be my other big one down here, which is a flying bat.
We love our bats. Okay, you're really.
This bat is very Halloween.
It's too much.
It's very Halloween. Start by drawing its little ears. Start with the mouse part of it. And then let's really.
I mean, it's amazing how translucent the wings are. Super cool.
Skin.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
What else is it?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's skin. It's like it's flying in a skin airplane. It's kind of even more horrifying than bats already are. And you can see its bones through the skin. I don't know. There must be some.
It must be cartilage, no? It is. No, they are bones.
Well, no, because it folds.
Yeah, bats are the coolest.
Yeah, we get bats in the evening here. They fly over us as we're sitting outside. Before the owls come, the bats. It's as if we're living in like a Edward Gorey drawing or something. The Addams Family. We're creepy and we're kooky. Mysterious and spooky.
What does she do now? She's not chewing something. Under
You know,
there.
I'm actually on YouTube doing a drawing show.
But
I'm sorry, I'm not in dog management right now.
well, I'm worried she's doing something bad.
I think it may be time for her to retire to her enclosure.
I would do it if I could stand up, but I can't.
I realized this morning that Clover is the equivalent of like a 5-year-old. Because she's like 10 months old. So that's like being 5 in dog years. So, hey. Yeah. Excuse me for 1 second, folks.
Puppies. Gotta love them.
All right. She is in her cage. Children are great when they're in cages. All right.
She likes it. It's her little den.
So there's my owl.
Bat.
My owl, my bat. All right. Take a break and reframe myself.
So how many have you done? You said you were going to do 10, and it's been
I've done
what?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, you're halfway through.
Pretty good. Let's see what we have next. Aha. Now this is something I've never drawn before. Maybe you never have either. A drone. Drone. It's an interesting object. I'd like to get a drone one day.
Well, didn't you have one once?
I never did.
You had an early stage drone.
No.
You did. I bought it for you.
Oh, yeah, but it wasn't like a real one with a camera on it. No. Drone. I mean, people use drones not just for like high altitude stuff, but they just use them for almost regular cinematography now.
I saw a cool thing. Well, I didn't see it in person, but I saw it on. I've seen it more than once online, but saw recently a drone fireworks show. Have you ever heard of that?
You mean?
So like, instead of shooting off fireworks, you put up a bunch of coordinated drones and you can have them play all kind of lights.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
It's very cool. It looked very cool.
So there's no noise then?
That's a good
Except
point.
just the whirring sound, but there's no explosions. But you could probably spell things out and make pictures and
Yes,
stuff like that.
exactly.
That's super cool.
Exactly.
Well,
Yeah, when we were in Los Angeles over Thanksgiving, we stayed with a friend of ours, and she is a drone producer for a drone company. Seems like it'd be a pretty cool
she
job.
would just drone on and on about it too.
She was amazing.
Yeah. Drones. When are they going to start delivering my Amazon packages?
I don't know if you have been out to, so we live in Phoenix, which is not far from ASU, which is in Tempe, Arizona State University, and they have these little robots that deliver lunches around. And they're on wheels, so they're not, I think it's a robot, not a drone. But they're everywhere, and they're small, and they're on the ground, and they're just whizzing around everywhere.
We live in the future, folks.
Did you see them when you were there?
Yeah, they're very cute. They trundle along the sidewalk. It seems kind of impossible, like that they would get into trouble. That cars wouldn't run over them, or people wouldn't like steal them and prise them open to get the lunch inside. But I guess it's not worth it. I guess they have cameras on them. Yeah, I think all these.
So Kate said the Seattle Seahawks are going to have the first NFL game halftime show with drones on Saturday.
Oh,
So if you've ever been curious about it, there you go.
I'm really curious about it, but I'm not curious enough to watch a football game.
Yeah, apparently there's some unidentified large scary drones in New Jersey.
Interesting. All right, well, there we go. Let's see what we have next. A dragonfly.
Oh, we love ourselves a dragonfly.
In fact, I'm going to use these little smudge marks here to help me with this drawing because they'll be kind of like the diaphanous wings of a dragonfly.
So we had an experience over the summer that a dragonfly, I went to take the dogs out for like their final potty of the night before we go to bed, and a dragonfly that was as big as my hand, like a real big guy or girl, is flying around and flew right up to my face and looked me right in the eyes. And I swear to God, it was smiling. I was like, this thing is grinning at me. It was so cute. It was so amazing. So I was like, okay, it's never going to hang around long enough for me to go inside, get Danny, and like have him see it. But I was able to like run inside, and and it stared at me in the face for like a minute, like without like hovering there right next to my face, smiling at me. So I run inside, I get Danny, and I was like, you've got to come out and just see if you can see this thing. And it didn't do anything quite as spectacular as
It hung there in front of my face, though.
But it did.
It was like a Disney kind of character. It was very weird. Bright green, no, like a sort of lime green.
Yeah, like
color and
turquoise.
beautiful face.
So about a week ago, I was scrolling on the internet, probably when I was flying, because I was sitting in the airport on my phone, and I saw a close-up picture of a dragonfly face, and I kid you not, it smiles. It smiles. So it wasn't a delusion.
So did you think it was the same dragonfly?
No, but I'm saying that's what a dragonfly face looks like.
Smiling.
Smiling.
And then viciously eating tens of thousands of mosquitoes.
Well, that's
what we like about
like
That's
what you want to call the ultimate wingman. Comes, it smiles, it delights you, and it eats the bugs that you hate.
All right, so that's quickly a dragonfly. Again, we're going to come back to this with watercolor. So I'm going to try and add a lot more to these things as we go. But we've got the basics of the dragonfly down there, and now we've got this hang glider.
You know, that's a thing I never want to try.
I'm thinking of getting really into it.
Feels like, what could go wrong? I mean, everything.
So I want to hide this for a second. When I look at my page, I everything is kind of seeming similarly sized except for the pelican. So maybe I'll make this guy really small here. So just have some variation in scale. I thought I was going to draw this bat bigger than I did, and I didn't. So anyway, just got to think about that a little bit. So
where are you gonna put it so you don't smudge it?
I think I'll put it in here, and I probably will smudge it. It's flying though.
It's part of the process. Uh-oh.
Is it the leaf blowers?
Leaf blowers have arrived. Sorry.
So those who are new to draw with me, not only do we have packs of wild dogs running around the studio, but we also have...
Clover, that's enough.
We also have leaf blowers showing up at various points. Feel free to use your leaf blower icons, emojis. This is the kind of thing that I think I would be so happy that I had the nerve to do, but I don't think I have the nerve to do it.
Reference is a little over your drawing. Oh man, I gotta get her out. She's just gonna bark. Come here, Chloe. Come here, baby. Come here. Come here. Come on out. Come on out.
Okay, so...
Come on. No barking. No barking.
Again, doesn't really look like much, like a little lozenge with this guy underneath it, but I think I can make it better when I put a little color on it. I know I can. So you could get very into drawing this thing. You could definitely draw all these little structures inside the hang glider, but I'm not going to. Instead, I'm going to move on to the next one, which is pretty simple too, which is a kite. So what I'm thinking with this kite is maybe I'll whip its tail through here. So I'll have the kite up pretty high.
I feel like I'm going to sing. I'm going to bust into song.
Yep. Let's
go fly a kite up to the highest heights. Let's go fly a kite. Send it soaring up to the atmosphere, up where the air is clear. Oh, let's go fly a kite.
Now you know why she's here, folks. All right, so there's our kite. Pretty simple. I actually, when I was a kid, I loved to fly kites.
Let's do it again sometime.
Yeah, there's no wind here, but when I was a kid, particularly when I lived in Pakistan, people would fly kites on rooftops, and they would have battles.
Well, there was that amazing book.
Yeah, but I lived the actual reality of it. Okay, the reality was that
I'm glad you didn't live the reality of that book. Was a very sad book.
And you could buy kites, or you could make them, of course, but you could buy them. There were guys who made kites, and you would battle them against people on other rooftops, or we would do it just with my friends, and you would have ground glass on part of your string, so you could cut the other person's string, and that's how you won a battle of a kite.
Was it a seasonal thing? It was like tied to some kind of time of the year, wasn't it?
In Afghanistan, it probably was.
Yeah,
that's
maybe.
where the Kite Runners takes place. But okay, so now we have the final. Look, up in the air.
Oh!
It's a bat.
It's a bird.
It's a dragonfly.
It's a plane.
It's a drone. No, it's Superman. So where should Superman go? Superman. Maybe he goes up here. This whole page is feeling a little out of balance right now.
And Lisa pointed out something that we've noticed in the past.
Which is?
You like everything to go to the left.
Yes.
If you can't like throw a beard or a mustache on it.
I'm sure there's some right-wing drawing shows that you can watch, but yes, here we go to the left.
We're going to the left.
All right, so I think I'm going to embed him down here in the bottom.
But it is interesting because when you're picking reference, your eye must go So I wonder if it has something to do with like your dominant eye, because everybody has a dominant eye. But it is an interesting data point because you don't realize you're doing it, and you do it very consistently. For the regulars, it's a thing to know.
Yes, I know, and all the drawings look like me. Superman in particular looks like me. And
you should make Superman look like you. Just give him the stripy shirt.
I don't think anybody wants to see a bald Superman. An old, look up in the air, it's an old wrinkled man. I don't think anybody needs to see that. It's not the easiest thing to draw with a brush. But I'm going to do it anyway because I'm Super Dan. You didn't have to laugh at that, but I'm glad that you did.
I enjoyed it. I enjoy a pun.
Is that a pun? I guess it is, yeah?
So, it's not a pun?
I don't know, maybe it is.
Well, it was punny.
What were you going to say? You let out a loud so.
Yeah, I don't remember now.
Great. So drawing Superman is an example of this is a forced perspective kind of angle. In fact, when I first looked at this reference, I thought, it's a bit challenging because he's at such a perspective. But then I thought, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to draw each of the shapes, and we'll see. Hopefully, it'll come out and look vaguely like it's supposed to. So don't be intimidated by this extreme angle. And don't be intimidated by the fact that this is the kind of a later version of Superman. It's not the classic. This is sort of the cute, rounded version of Superman.
Shane says foreshortening. For sure.
Well, if that's your perspective on it.
I have to say we did something similar when we filmed our People Drawing People class, which we did, a long time ago. I guess it was like the beginning of 2019. Like a lifetime ago in a different world entirely. But yeah, that was the most challenging part for me. There was a guy reclining on a settee, and it was maximum challenge for me.
I think it's a good exercise because it's about drawing what you see, not drawing what you think.
Right.
Do a whole episode about drawing Superman. That was fun.
There are a lot of versions of Superman, right? And Clark Kent, not to mention.
Yeah, I mean, he's been reconceived many times over the last 80 years, or whatever it's been. Yeah, so here's Superman kind of barreling past a bat for some reason of his own.
It's Batman.
It's Batman. He's like, out of the way, Pilgrim. All right, so there we have it. A not very impressive composition right now, but I'm hoping I can fix that.
I'm going to fix it with tonal red. I'm not sure you've shown like your whole page in a.
Okay, I'm going to hide Superman for a second.
Yeah, you got Superman still up there.
Yeah, so there's a page. Because what we could also do is we could like draw some clouds in the background or something. Just going through my various and sundry sets of watercolors. Trying to figure out which one to use. I think I'm going to go here. See how this works out.
I'm a little nervous for you, I'm going to be honest.
I share your anxiety. But I'm going to go back to looking at all this stuff again. So let's start with this guy. I'm just looking at it kind of for. Let's look at the tone. What are you anxious about? You think I can't do this? You think I can't do this? Is that it?
I think it's a bit of a high wire act. I'll be honest. I mean, I think you absolutely can do it, but can you do it on camera in the time that's allotted with leaf blowers?
That's why people come to the circus. To see me, the clown, and to see the high wire act. Now you're getting both.
It's always interesting to us to see which episodes do well. And it's never the ones we think it's going to be. So
I mean, the ones that a lot of people watch.
Yeah, or that a lot of people comment, or
engaged with.
Or that a lot of people send in their drawings so that the following week it's like a real cavalcade.
Have we ever done the circus? Too many people hate clowns, which I really don't understand. As a graduate of clown school, I don't really get it, but...
Yeah, I'm not sure we have done a circus. Maybe that's up next week. Now nobody shows up. Have a nice week off.
Make sure you let us know when the circus thing is happening. Circus has so many cool things you could draw.
That's true.
Although animals are no longer a part of the circus.
I mean,
which is the right thing.
Yeah, the legacy of...
But it's also like you think about, lion tamers and Dumbo and all that stuff. It is kind of a classic part of the circus.
Yeah.
All right, so you see how that kind of changed it. I think in a better way.
I thought you were going to use red.
No, I said blue because it's the sky.
Ah, I missed that.
I wanted to make the whole thing feel. So now I'm going to take... I come back to that. This should probably be in here more. Yeah. See how this ink, while it's still wet, when it dries, it's completely waterproof. But when it's still wet, you can work with it.
I know, baby.
All right. I'm reasonably happy with that. See how it all works out. Let's see what we have next. We have this hot air balloon. So this, again, we can just do a pattern of different bits of blue. Now, I indicated where some of these things are going to go with lines, but I had intended that I would do things like this, where I would indicate the kind of grid with just brush strokes and no lines. And I might come back to that when this is dry. Put in a bit more. But this is the thing about drawing with a brush and using watercolor is you can just get stuff done so quickly and gesturally. It's not about details, it's about just the overall feeling of it.
Deborah said she thought the Pentel brush pen was supposed to be waterproof.
As I said, when it's wet, it's not. But once the ink, because it's ink. If you think about India ink, if you dipped a brush into India ink, it would be wet while it was wet. Once it dries, it is waterproof. So yeah.
It's both.
It's both. It's two desserts in one.
Two things can be true at the same time.
It's true. Foolish consistency is the hobgoblin of small minds. All right. So this plane, again, it was just an outline, but now I give it some tone and it becomes better looking. You can also use different shades of blue if you wanted to. pretty much sticking to one color, but you could put in a bit of Payne's gray in there too if you wanted to. Put in a little bit of purple. You could dilute it in advance.
So we often have arguments about things that Danny thinks are blue, but I think are green. We have that argument probably once a month, right?
Yeah, because you're colorblind.
I'm not.
It's
I am
sad,
not.
really.
I am not colorblind.
That's what they all say. I think I'm just going to move on to this hang glider because I'm pretty sure I remember that it had a kind of a pattern there, and
Catherine is asking, Danny, have you used the elegant writer pens? Why are you sniffing my eyeball?
are those calligraphy pens? Sounds like they are.
It sounds like Danny hasn't used it since he doesn't know what it is.
No, it does sound familiar to me. I don't like calligraphy pens with a chisel tip. I don't like to write with them. I don't like to draw with them. It's nothing about them. It's me. So no, I'm just going to zoom ahead quickly to look at that hang glider again. Oops, there it is. So yeah, so I'm going to let this. I think I'm going to come back to this when it's dry, and I'm going to put in that little motif there. All right, so now we are doing this plane. Now, what I want to do with this plane is I don't want it to merge with a pelican. So that's a little problematic. I want it to be like it's behind it. So one thing I could do is I could just leave it, not color it at all.
What if you make it red?
But then I'd be blowing my whole conceit here, which is that everything is in shades of blue. Not sure what to do. Well, somehow I made a decision. I just started painting it. I think I'll just keep it simple. And I'll keep it very diluted. Still merging a little bit there, but
It's not too late to use red.
it is too late to use the red. Because I set this rule that I'm going to do it in shades of blue. So while I'm up here...
Rules are meant to be broken, as you know.
No, they're not. Who told you that?
My mother.
This is art. Art is very rule-bound. Gotta have rules, or else you have chaos. Maybe I can do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm putting a little bit of...
Cloud? Cloud formation?
I did put a little bit of cloud behind the kite.
Cumulus cloud?
But I'm thinking of putting like a little bit of streakiness for this plane. Even though single engine blades don't go particularly fast, but... All right, well, it's something. Let's move on. Definitely something. All right, let's do Batman.
Okay, you monster.
So... Batman, I just want to kind of show that he's transparent or translucent. And then I want to show that his body is made of a different kind of material. So he's more dense there. But then his wing is more diluted and translucent. Like that. And this is something that also will improve with glazing, namely that I come back and I put in once this dries, I come back and put in a little bit more. Another color, another coat of, not another color, sorry, another coat of blue. In fact, I'm even going to put in a little bit of texture like that with this towel. Okay. Again, I'm going to come back another time and do this. So this is the one I've actually been looking forward to, this drone. Even though it's not the most enticing thing to draw, there's something about the shading will make a big difference to it because it shows the volume. Because it's essentially a white object. Now I have a bit of bit of shadow on it, so it gives it some dimension. And then I can also kind of swirl these things a bit. And good. Okay, so let's have a look at what we have next. We have this dragonfly again. So dragonfly again, very translucent. So I think I'm going to do that first. I'm just going to put in a little bit of translucency into the wings. Then I'm going to come back in and put in some more, kind of float it. You see how it floats out from the body, which is opaque, but it's also has some lighting effect on it because it's darker on the bottom. Sorry about this. I hope you're not distracted too much. I'm going to turn yours down a bit, all right? It's really loud where JJ's sitting, but hopefully my voice is distracting you from this horrible noise. So now I'm just putting like a little bit of movement in those wings. So it seems like it's...
Trevor just said, got a motorboat in your backyard?
Yeah, we're going to be drawing motorboats next week. In fact, we're just testing it out right now.
God.
Sorry about that. It's very unprofessional, but it's also...
That's our brand.
It's our brand. Yep. Sorry about that. Okay. And Superman. Nope. Superman. No, Superman. There we go. Actually, let me look at this guy first here. This... I'm going to give the hang glider a little bit of a logo there. Branding. Whatever that arc is that it has on it. So it seems to be something. Right, Uberman.
There's really only a couple minutes left of your allotted time.
I'm almost done. I'm just doing Superman. 10 is probably too many to do you think? Sometimes we manage to do 10, but I always feel like I don't want to rush people.
It's hard, I think a lot of people will modify as needed. There are no rules about this. You just gotta do something.
That is true. All right, so there's Superman. Let's have a look at the whole thing right now. Feels like it's going to need some thing to tie it together somehow.
What, some red, like a red border?
What are you working for the Red Commission? I mean, it's probably...
Someone wants to know about your brush. It's probably a synthetic sable, if I had to guess.
It is. It's a Winsor Newton synthetic sable, number 6. Is it number 6? No, it's number 4, actually. So, I don't know. Maybe I just need to have lettering that connects it. That's usually the answer, right? Yeah. See if I have some blue ink.
You gonna run long? Is that the plan?
I apologize, but I'm going to take 5 more minutes. If you have an appointment, please feel free to come back and watch the recording. All right, so...
Oh, yeah, Wilma said I've been muted.
Oh, sorry. There you go.
I'm back.
She's back.
Hopefully those leaf blowers are gone. So is anyone else watching Survivor?
Well, you're going there, huh?
Yeah, we're pretty excited for the Survivor finale tonight.
Are you sure it's tonight? You sure it wasn't last night?
You know, we had never watched... what?
You sure it wasn't last night?
No, I think it's tonight. We had never watched Survivor until during the pandemic. And now we're really... I think it's pretty... it's a pretty clever show. I'm excited for it. What else are we excited about this week? We don't have any concert tickets. I mean, we're both not feeling well, yeah.
Well, we just went to a concert.
We did. So we saw the incredible David Benoit do a Charlie Brown Christmas at the Musical Instrument Museum here in Phoenix, which is an absolutely stunning place. And I don't know if you don't know David Benoit, and if you like the piano, run, don't walk to your Spotify or whatever you use. He is so incredible and a total showman.
If you like a jazz trio.
Okay, that's quite enough. Thank you. It's enough.
Ooh, look at that. What happened there? That's not good.
Oh, Teresa said it's not the whole finale, one more week.
Oh, boy.
Ugh. Hey, stop. Shh, shh. Stop. Yes. You'll be good.
See, this is the thing, is even if you don't do calligraphy, not that I do calligraphy, but even if you don't do lettering like this, thinking of some way to tie your elements together with something graphic can kind of bring a fragmented layout like this into some kind of cohesive whole. You know, you could just do it with patterns, you could do lines, you could do sort of splotches of watercolor, perhaps. You could do bits of collage, I don't know. But if it kind of joins them together.
Yeah, there's like a lot of disparate, even though these are all flying objects, they are disparate things.
Yeah, they are. And I think if I'd spent an awful lot of time kind of really thinking about this composition, it might have been different, but I didn't, clearly.
All right, somebody has a really great YouTube name. Hot Piece of Toast is excited for the new course.
Love toast.
We love toast.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
In fact, we thought about naming Clover Toast.
Excited about the new course. Yes, the mystery course.
The mystery course.
Coming
Danny
soon.
had to take a little break from making it because his voice was gone. Poor lad. He was sick in bed.
Yeah, so it's possible when you watch the course, you'll go, I bet you he did that when he was sick. That part.
You know what you didn't do is a fly.
I did a dragonfly.
Stop you. Yeah, stop you. Yeah. Nobody wants to hear you. Nobody wants to hear your voice. Tim is asking, what sketchbook do you use? I mean, you have probably 10 to 15 sketchbooks going at any given time.
Yeah, this is just a Canson.
Is it mixed media?
It's a Canson mixed media, one that allows me to work in ink and work in watercolor, but it's not like hardcore watercolor paper. So, all right. So now I've successfully managed to at least fill the whole page with stuff.
And run 5 minutes long.
And run 5 minutes long. But that's because we had dogs and leaf blowers to distract me. So now I'm going to just do a little bit of stuff to kind of put a bit of a frame around it. Because I do want to sort of give it a bit of a sense of motion here. So maybe this will help.
You're off the page a little, yeah. Jan Jordan's adding a spaceship. I'll look forward to see what extras that folks add.
Yeah, please feel free to add any flying thing you want. I was going to do rockets, and I spent an awful lot of time looking at pictures of rockets, and they're just not that interesting to draw. So I kind of didn't.
Sacre bleu.
Well, think about what a rocket is: the tube, the pointed nose. You know, if we were to spend the whole thing.
I mean, there are a
doing
lot of
rockets,
different kind of spaceships. Let's be honest.
I know.
You could have like an alien spaceship.
Right, but that's true. There's a lot of ways you could do this. As JJ will tell you, there's a lot of better ways to do this. As JJ will tell you.
Using red, perhaps.
Using red. I think using blue made sense because it was the sky, but it was that simple. All right, so this has kind of vaguely come together now with the words and with the stuff. I'm going to shift over to here and hold it up and show you. See the whole thing. Oh well, anyway.
You had fun? Did you have fun?
I had a really good time. I love drawing lots of little things, and I love kind of the exercise of trying to figure out how to fit them all together.
I just noticed you're wearing a navy blue shirt and light blue jeans, and it kind of matches your page.
I guess that makes sense.
And you're a little sick, so you're blue.
I'm feeling a little blue. Blue. Isn't there a song like that?
Blue on blue.
So, anyway, the blue on blue. All right, let us... Are you ready?
Yeah, we're done. We're donezo.
Right. You're on camera.
Oh, let me put down this
and
small animal.
You and an animal are on camera. So, while I wait for JJ, are you in position now?
I am in position now.
Okay, good. So, thank you for joining us today. It was a pleasure hanging out with you, despite my physical condition, my lungular condition, my pulmonary condition. I'd love to see your planes and dragonflies and various other flying things. So please share them on social media, Facebook, Instagram, or in the schoolyard. And make sure you tag them hashtag SBS, that's Sketchbook School, Draw With Me. And we will fly them on screen next week when we meet again. I write an essay every Friday. Danny'sEssays.com is where you can sign up for it. It's free. And in fact, this week, I'm doing a gift guide. It's not what you think. It's a gift guide, really. But yes, it's a gift guide, but it's not what you think. And if you sign up for it today, you will get it tomorrow. Also, I invite you to become a member of this channel because
we saw somebody joined right this morning.
Yes, thank you for joining. And I have some new plans to expand and extend the membership program, starting probably after I'm done with this course, making this course. So in a few weeks, I'll start working on that.
It's a small way to support the free stuff we do.
It is. So yeah, if you want to just give us, tell us you like what we're doing and you want to support us in doing it, just become a member and do so. And also subscribe to this channel, give us a thumbs up, all that junk. And other than that, I've taken up enough of your time, an additional 10 minutes. JJ, would you like to say goodbye? JJ's busy doing...
Someone's mentioning not getting notifications. Well,
I
got to subscribe. You got to subscribe.
If you'd like to write to this chairman of Google, I'm sure he will be glad to take this on and respond to it. That does suck. But you don't need to... All you need to know is 9 o'clock Pacific. 9 o'clock Pacific. That's always the case on Thursdays. Set your alarm, and it will be good. Don't worry about, Deborah says, I think my wallet fears your gift guide. As I said,
yeah, don't worry.
Don't worry about that. I'm not going to say any more than that. Airbending Eagle says, too bad I don't use Facebook. Well, you could use Instagram, or you could be, if you're a member of the schoolyard, you could share it there. All right. How do we get the gift guide? By being a subscriber to Danny's Essays. All right, good.
All right, we better go.
That's it. I'm about to start coughing. See you later. See you again next time.
Thanks for being here.
Yes, thank you.